I'm a very fan-friendly type of fighter. You know, I talk to a lot of fans. I take pictures with a lot of fans, and a lot of them are very thankful. You know, man, you're one of the baddest guys on the earth. I thank you for all the fights you've given to me. It kind of just bums me out a lot is what UFC tries to erase me. They try to erase me from the books of UFC. They try to erase me as the champion I was. They try to erase me from the Hall of Fame. And it's just petty stuff like that, that it's sad for my fans. It's sad for my kids, because I want my kids to look up to their dad being one of the greatest who ever graced the octagon. I mean, I fought the best of the best since the beginning of my career. I was the only fighter in UFC history to ever fight for free. And I think it's just, I'm thankful for the fans that still support me. I mean, the numbers don't lie. My last fight on Spike was the biggest numbers they've ever had for Bellator, 2.2 million. I've been here once before in 2002, and I think that's when I started. Actually, it was 2001, and that's when I started coming out with the Mexican-American flag, because I came here, and we went to the pyramids, and you kind of get a respect of the Chilango that it's in my blood from my family, you know, on my father's side, and I hold it deep in my heart. I think when it comes to fighting, that's what I dig down deep, and that's what keeps me going. You know, when I have injuries and people say that I'm not going to fight anymore, and I say, bullshit, I'm going to come back and I'm going to do it. And I prove people wrong. I've been proving people wrong my whole life. And the ones that I started believing was the ones I started proving right, that had my back and saying, you're doing great and keep working. And 18 years later, I mean, I may be getting a world title shot here before this year is over. And I'm excited. I'm challenged. And I like to be challenged in my mind because it makes me the person I am. I want a lot of the young kids to look at it and say, you know what, maybe I have a chance to do something great too. You know, I think Jon Jones has to find himself. You know, you make one mistake, you know, shame on him. You make it 2 mistakes, you know, shame on the people around him. You make 3 mistakes. Can you help a guy like that? I don't know. I guess he has to find out and find, you know, a little self-finding of understanding what it is to be responsible. You got to be responsible, not only as a fighter, as a professional fighter, but as a father. He's a father. I've made a mistake. I've had 1 DUI. I've made a mistake, and I will never do it again. And I paid for it, and it made me understand the gratitude and the gravity of how much it affects people's lives. I really like Jon Jones. I really look up to the guy, and my blessings to him. I hope he could find God or something to help him, because he needs help. The guy needs help, and I think it has a lot to do with UFC. If I just slapped him on the wrist the first time it happened, I kind of just said shame after I fell on the drug test. And you can't do that to guys. You really got to lay the hammer on them and let them know. I mean, my 1 DUI I had, it cost me over $40,000, and the most humility for a whole year that I could ever think about. You know, when my kid comes to me and said, "Dad, why'd you drink?" It's like, I feel like an asshole, and I never want to do that again. When I have fans come to you and saying stuff, I never want to do anything like that again. And you got to learn from mistakes. I've made mistakes once, and I'll never make a mistake twice. And hopefully Jon Jones will learn. I mean, I have no bad blood towards him at all. I think he's one of the greatest light heavyweights who ever graced the octagon, and I hope he finds help. Whatever it takes for him to do it, he needs to do it. People don't need guys like Conor McGregor. I thought that was very disrespectful that he tried to take Jose Aldo's belt. Jose Aldo is a great champion. I hope Jose Aldo kicks his ass. That's just me. I was a fighter who always talked smack, but you know, I never really crossed the lines that he crossed. But whatever he needs to do, you know, he's had 4 fights in the UFC, and now he's fighting for the world title, and he's making great money. All the luck to him, but I think really Jose Aldo will win the fight. Let me tell you, Scott Coker is a blessing in disguise. When I heard that they were hiring Scott Coker, I was just like, first thing I did was call my friend who's my attorney and went, dude, we are lucky. This company just got saved. Scott Coker is a very intelligent, smart businessman who's been in this sport for over 18, 19 years. He understands it, and he's a cut-dry person. He's not going to lie to you. He's going to tell you exactly if he can do it, yes. If he can't do it, no. And there's other guys in other promotions who are very slimy, but Scott Coker is far from that person, and he's going to make the sport of Bellator grow, as you can already see. I mean, it's just getting better and better and better. A great promotion where fans love it, and they want to watch the fights. You know, you watch when I fought Bonner, it was just amazing. It was a spectacle. It was like watching a movie. It was amazing. And I expect him to continue doing shows like that. I heard he's going to do 12 this year, and hopefully build up to, what, 22 next year? 22 next year, and it's just, the man, that's why he got bought out by UFC when he was with the Strike Force. Well, now he's with Bellator, and they're not going to get bought out. They ain't giving up anything. So we're a force to be reckoned with, and we're just making step way by step way by step way. We're going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and we're going to take over. Maybe we'll not be as big as UFC. Maybe we'll be bigger. Maybe we'll be even, but we want to give the fights to the fans that they want to see, and that's what it's truly about. It's about the fans, no more than that. My title fight here in Mexico, I would love it to be. That's Bellator and Scott Coker's question. I mean, I just want to fight for the title. I want a chance, you know. I just turned 40 years old. I'm healthy. My body's right. My mind's right. I want to get a chance to finish my career as a world champion and finish my career on a good note, as I should have with UFC, and I did. And that's why I came back. And, you know, it's time to make Bellator one of the biggest brands in the world.